Fantasy Springs is the biggest expansion ever to the best Disney park, Tokyo DisneySea, and currently one of the most exciting projects by the Walt Disney Company. This massive project will have 3 major areas from Frozen, Peter Pan, and Tangled, and also some supporting attractions and shops and restaurants, and even a hotel. So let's explore Fantasy Springs at Tokyo Disney Resort. We'll take a look at the latest details and updates on this amazing project that will transform the park forever. But before we dive into Fantasy Springs, let's take a step back and see how this expansion came to be. In 2019, this area was just a parking lot, while today it is a massive construction site where workers, engineers, Imagineers are busy preparing for a spring 2024 opening date. Guests will enter Fantasy Springs near Indiana Jones and Simba's storybook voyage, the Shandu attraction. Guests will then walk a pathway filled with springs. They will then go under a bridge that hides a service road. Now we can explore Frozen Kingdom, Rapunzel's Forest, Peter Pan's Neverland, and Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs Hotel if you are staying there. Let's start with the Tangled area. You might see some familiar places like the Tower and the Snuggly Duckling restaurant, a counter service restaurant. The main attraction will be a boat ride, Rapunzel's Lantern Festival, where you might see some familiar scenes. After all, the name of the attraction indicates we might see the iconic lantern scene. This will be a long ride lasting about 5 minutes. You can even see where guests will load. The ride will actually exit the building and go outdoors for a very small portion of it. And where the restaurant will be located, it seems as if the Frozen restaurant shares the same backstage facilities with the Snuggly Duckling. Now, minasan, channel torukumo onegai shimasu. Please subscribe, guys. Next up is Frozen Kingdom. While this area might seem familiar to other Frozen worlds coming to Hong Kong Disneyland and Walt Disney Studios Park at Disneyland Paris, it has some substantial differences. Sugoi desu ka? First off, the building is much larger than Hong Kong's. Secondly, according to the press release, this ride will be 6 minutes and 30 seconds long, approximately. The name of the attraction is Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey. Yes, this ride follows the theme of having the name of the characters and then an adventure at the end, like Tiana's Bio Adventure. Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey follows the story of the film. Guests board a boat and enjoy an epic and heartwarming tale. While the details about this attraction remain scarce, this makes it even more exciting. But what else will this Frozen mini land offer? Well, we have Royal Banquet of Arendelle. This counter service restaurant is located inside Arendelle Castle. Guests can enjoy a meal in the 3 indoor dining areas, reminiscent of the scenes from the film, or dine in a covered outdoor dining area with the views of the fjords, cliffs, and mountains in the distance. I can already imagine the long lines for this dining location. This mini land will also have a small snack shop called Oaken's OK Foods. Yes, this is the name. Usually, business try to say their food is outstanding or impressive, but our guy Oaken here says his food is just okay. This delightful counter service restaurant run by Oaken himself serves delicious food to hungry visitors of the Kingdom of Arendelle. Near Frozen is Fantasy Springs Gifts, accessible only within the park and is located on the ground floor of Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs Hotel. And speaking of that, Fantasy Springs will feature a massive hotel that offers access to the park, like Hotel Miracosta. Tokyo DisneySea Fantasy Springs Hotel has 475 rooms and will immerse you in the world of Fantasy Springs. Even after the park closes, guests can enjoy the atmosphere of the park. The hotel is comprised of 2 buildings, the Fantasy Chateau and the Grand Chateau. But what about dining at this hotel? Well, Fantasy Springs Hotel features Fantasy Springs Restaurant, a buffet service. Guests can dine buffet style with gazing upon paintings inspired by Disney animation films like Snow White, Tangled, and the Sleeping Beauty. The Grand Paradis Lounge, which is the lounge of course, and La Libelle, which is French for dragonfly, is the main table service restaurant, and it is exclusive to guests staying at the Grand Chateau part of Fantasy Springs Hotel. Now, will this be better than Miracosta Hotel? One thing for sure is that it has less rooms than Miracosta, which is already hard to book, so you can imagine the late hours spent trying to get a reservation here. Now let's move over to the most exciting area with 2 rides. This is Peter Pan's Neverland. Get ready to go to Neverland, battle pirates, and encounter the Lost Boys. Keep your eyes open for fairies as well. Let's start with Fairy Tinkerbell's Busy Buggies. This is a 2-minute ride where guests help Tinkerbell as she starts her new delivery service in Pixie Hollow, while visiting 4 seasonal locations to deliver various packages and parcels to the fairies. This will be an outdoor attraction. The counter service restaurant is Lookout Cookout. Try saying that 10 times fast. Created by the Lost Kids, this counter service restaurant also serves as their hideout, where they have incorporated parts of shipwrecks and other items that have washed ashore in Neverland into the decor. The main attraction is Peter Pan's Neverland adventure. Guests join the Lost Boys, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell on an epic adventure through Neverland to rescue John from Captain Hook and his pirates. By boarding a boat and wearing goggles, guests will be able to enjoy this attraction in 3D. Yes, Peter Pan attraction will be a 3D attraction, and so it will likely feature screens. We already have seen the ride vehicle, so we now pretty much know what it is. As a 3D ride, the ride vehicle has these big walls controlling guests' views. This ride is 6 minutes long according to the website, and guests must be 102 centimeters tall to ride it. So are you excited for this attraction? Let me know in the comments below. Fantasy Springs is Tokyo DisneySea's ambitious expansion plan, with sights and sounds from the peaks of Neverland, the Jolly Roger that will be accessible to guests, and will also have Skull Rock, Rapunzel's tower that is always present in the background, and the frozen mountains. The hotel will also be present in the landscape. This hotel will also have a private garden similar to Disneyland Hotel at Tokyo Disney Resort. Water will be present throughout Fantasy Springs, with waterfalls, flumes and lakes. As for the opening date, Orientalland Company, who owns Tokyo Disney Resort, they announced that Fantasy Springs is set to open the spring of 2024, the first quarter of fiscal year 2024. I know many are excited about this expansion, and I sure am. Tokyo DisneySea is already a great park, and now it's getting even better. The only downside is trying to go to Fantasy Spring when the park opens, because it's quite a walk. Now, if you want to see Disneyland's massive expansion and if it will even happen, click the video on the screen right now. Arigatou gozaimasu.